seen 2 meters, 6 feet, however you want to measure it. And I think it's just amazing how much we've shown, how much we care here with one another. And at the same time, how much we're willing to also trust and come together and join tables and, you know, just be here in the moment with one another. I'm really touched by that. It's not a long speech, don't worry. I would like to thank everyone for coming. You're about 2 weeks late for my birthday and 5 months early for Gary's. Adelaide, Oosterhofs, and I've learned this. Oosterhofs love their birthdays. So, yeah.
Also just got done.
Well, why do you think I singled him out?
Yeah, also don't forget a birthday.
Anyway, I don't know, I guess this joke went over okay. The Best Man website I looked up said, start with a joke. So anyway, yeah, alright, thanks. Yeah. In truth, we are here to celebrate these 2 young people getting married. Young, okay? I just realized the other day that I was in high school when Adelaide was 5 years old, okay? And you were thinking, ha, 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 I'm not that old. I am not that old. So anyway, I checked with Pastor Heidi. Everything is legal. Anyway, I had to throw that joke in. Yeah, anyway. Meeting Garrison was, in truth, a bit of a side quest. A happy coincidence. In the spring of 2015, I started to attend West Side Fellowship Church here in Kingston, and I was pursuing Courtney. So, who, as we introduced, is Garrison's older sister. I don't remember my first impression of Garrison.
Courtney.
If I had to guess, I probably thought tall, polite, young puppy syndrome. I could flip him. I was secure. Anyway. The funny thing about side quests is that sometimes they turn out to be just as memorable and engaging as the main story. Just as, babe, just as. Not almost, but there's nothing quite like our story. Anyway. After several Sundays of post-service fellowship with Courtney, I was graciously embraced into the bosom of the Oosterhof family by an invitation from Gary, not Courtney, to partake in a Father's Day lunch. Yes, it was Father's Day. Yeah.
Yes, it was.
It was a fateful June afternoon. First, I got Courtney to agree to go on a date with me, and we all know how that story has unfolded so far.
Blossomed.
Second, I realized how much in common I have with you, Garrison. Kindred spirits we are, to quote Anne of Green Gables. Kindred spirits. It is unfortunate we did not grow up together. Oh, the countless hours we could have spent building Lego sets together, or fighting off the armies of Mordor back to back with our homemade swords. We both love the Lord of the Rings, so right. We could have played Star Wars. You, the farm fresh, eager-eyed, clean behind the ears doughboy Luke Skywalker. I, the swashbuckling, incredibly handsome and witty smuggler outlaw, Han Solo. In case anyone wonders, Han gets Luke's sister in the end. Anyway, prophetic, eh?
Yeah.
Being 2 boys with only sisters for company, we would have had a trusted confidant in each other. Though from my impression of his childhood, Garrison got along quite well with his sisters. And such adaptability would have made you perfect to play my games. Anyway. I mentioned earlier about one of our groomsmen who couldn't be here. His name is Dan, and Dan got to grow up or spend those childhood moments with you, right? Nathan our other groomsmen, Nathan and I, we only know you. We never knew you as a child. We only know you as the man you are today. Although there is 6 years difference between us, and before any of you insult the groom, I am the older one, I have never felt we could ever be closer. Garrison is a truth seeker. He searches for the right answer, the best solution. He's not always right, and he doesn't always find the best solution, but it's the effort, right? Okay. I recognize it in the way you talk about hockey, how to make that play better. I recognize it in the questions you ask of me. Eric, how do we solve the world's problems? I recognize it in the way you build your relationship with Adelaide, and in the way you hope for and seek reconciliation, not destruction. You are a confident, mature young man who often surprises me with wisdom and experience beyond your years. In a loose homage to Garrison's best man speech at my own wedding, I have been blessed to not only gain a wife when I married Courtney, but also a brother. And I doubt a more true or stalwart companion could ever be found. Garrison, I don't know, this kind of sounds wishy-washy, pretty emotional when I get, but Garrison, there is no, I never had a brother growing up, and I didn't really have close guy friends, so Garrison, there is no end to our side quest. You and me, we will be friends forever, okay? Yeah. And then Garrison met Adelaide. I remember very little the first time I met Adelaide. I seem to have a memory problem with meeting people. But I seem to recall remarking to Courtney that Garrison's girlfriend seemed nice. Yeah, she seemed nice. Well, I mean, this table knows, and that table knows back there. You all, and to reassure everyone, like, Adelaide, you are nice. You're a nice person, right? It wasn't just a first impression. So, if your brother has to marry anyone, you hope it would be to a nice person. But what is nice? There are the usual adjectives, kind and pleasant, which do apply to Adelaide, but I have come to recognize a more deeper Adelaide-specific meaning of the word. And that meaning is nice, meaning as good for Garrison, right? I have seen Adelaide whip a softball that's made tears come into that guy, or at least a really, yeah, I remember. I have heard her tell him no, and I have seen in her dark eyes, deep, fathomless wells of love, affection, and anticipation when she looks at him. Adelaide, you are a beautiful bride, and you are nice for my brother. And of course, the big elephant that's sitting on all of us, COVID. Unprecedented. That's a word that's been used a lot to describe what has unfolded in the past few months. To some people, I am sure it sounds scary and intimidating. To others, it meant drastic changes to their vision of what this day would look like. I find the use of the word ironic. What day has each of us lived that we have ever lived before? Not one. Have any of us been on the exact same adventure twice? No. We wake each morning to a new day, an unprecedented day. We go forward with the lessons of experience, and we remain comforted by the faithfulness of Christ. Garrison and Adelaide, like so many gathered here, you are going forward on the unprecedented journey of marriage. We send you off with our love, our hopes, and with all the advice you will probably have to learn for yourself. And if we could grab a glass. To Garrison and Adelaide, to unprecedented journeys.
Unprecedented journeys.
Garrison and Adelaide.
Clink, clank, clunk.
And before I sign off, Constantine,
Fill that
I'm
glass.
booking a few months in advance, so if you want me, you need to come talk to me. Okay? All right.
No pressure.
White would be good,
Gotcha.
so I don't get it. Aww.
So happy.
Excellent.
You guys look great together.
You, Adelaide and Garrison, for allowing me to be part of your special day. I feel honored
Mom?
and truly blessed to celebrate with you. For those of you who
just
don't
wanna
know
get
me,
them
my
on
name is
them.
Emily Renner. I'm the maid of honor and Adelaide, or one of Adelaide's best friends. We roomed together in college. So Addie and I first met online in July of last summer on the Conestoga residence website. It was shocking to me how quickly we connected with so many of the same interests and similarities. As summer went on, Addie and I continued to talk and plan out our room and our year together. I knew we were going to become great friends. On September 1st of 2019, Adelaide and I first officially met in person at residence. I remember feeling very nervous about moving away from home, but Addie gave me the comfort that I needed. As time went on, Addie and I's friendship grew stronger and stronger, and we were each other's sidekicks. We can't forget about our sweet little Autumn. The three of us shared many laughs and memorable times together. I don't even know where to begin. Even though you and I both have sensitive skin, we knew better. We still had our face mask nights, and it turned out well, I must say. And then there was our decorating Halloween cookies and going out the night before my midterm. Don't worry, I still did well. We had numerous late night chats and study sessions. And Addie even offered to make me dinner when I was at school until 11:30 at night.
Aww.
Thanks for all your help. And then came my 19th birthday. We all went out for dinner, and Addie took me to my first bar and my first Uber. Thanks for making that the best one yet. One of the best memories Addie and I ever experienced together was her visiting my hometown in Norfolk County. We took a firearms course together that weekend, as well as visiting the Simcoe Panorama Lights. That evening, as we were about to go to bed, Adelaide asked me to be her maid of honor. I was ecstatic and beyond happy to be part of this commitment. I think I even yelled. Well, I'm assuming all of you know how girls like to talk about boys. There is one specific young man that Adelaide was and still is head over heels for, Garrison. Let me tell you, the first time I saw him, I knew he was a perfect match for Adelaide. One Friday afternoon, Addie and I finished class around 2 or 3 p.m. and we were finished class and we were back in our rooms getting ready to go home for the weekend. I had run down to my car to drop something off, and I saw this handsome young man holding a bouquet of flowers. I instantly recognized Garrison, from the many stories and pictures Addie had shown me. Garrison, you bring out the most beautiful smile I have ever seen on Adelaide's face. The way my best friend smiles, and when she sees or talks about you is extraordinary. I've never seen so much love between a couple while living so far apart. Adelaide, what can I say about you? In the short time we've known each other, we have both matured and grown into the young women we are today. You're the most determined, loving, caring person I have ever met. Even though we'll be hours apart, I want you to know I will always love and support you. I'm sure you, Autumn, and now Kate and I will have our girls' nights. Our friendship is forever lasting. I love you so much. I wish Adelaide and Garrison the best for their future together. May they both be kind, loving, and supportive of one another. And to both of your parents, Terri and Jeff, and Gary and Corina, you guys have raised two amazing young adults. Now, due to COVID-19, we know there are so many unknowns and so many life-changing events. As we gather here today, the one thing we do know, the love between Adelaide and Garrison, is undeniably breathtaking and such a powerful love. I please ask, I forgot my glass, that everyone stand and raise a glass, and cheers to Adelaide and Garrison.
Cheers.
Adelaide and Garrison.
Adelaide and Garrison.
Addie and Garrison. Everybody clink, clink,
Clink, clink, clink.
clink.
You did very good, kids.
We did, didn't we?
I said we all did.
This is going to get a little mushy and a little messy. And we'll get that done first. I want to start with Corina and Gary. The welcome and the warmth and the comfort and the hospitality of your home has been a complete blessing to us, and we're so grateful that that you've been so willing to support these two, and we have seen how you've embraced both of them as a couple, and it's a wonderful thing, and it puts our hearts and minds at ease. So thank you for that. To the five of you in the wedding party, Emily, Kate, Courtney, Eric, and Nathan, we have seen how much effort you have put into this, and we are so grateful for you. I remember what it's like to feel that when somebody puts all that effort out for you, and I know what they're feeling right now. They're amazed at how much care and love and effort and support you've given them, so thank you for that. You really are a blessing to them, and that's a special thing. They have picked amazing people to support them, and you have been a blessing, so thank you for that. Okay, here we go. Well, being a father is an incredible honor and privilege. Several of you here know that feeling. Being a daddy to a little girl is particularly terrifying. You have to develop emotional reflexes and strategies which usually work well until they hit puberty, and then forget it. Nothing you ever thought you learned makes a difference, and the rules get tossed into the air. You work their entire lives from birth to adulthood, teaching and guiding and protecting and encouraging and disciplining and loving them, and then some other chump swoops into the picture and takes them away. Right when they start earning some real money. As much as you try to prepare for that day you know is coming, it's impossible to be completely ready to let go of all of those daddy reflexes. And I'm speaking from one perspective, but this is very much from Terri and I. She just doesn't like to speak in front of people, so I'm doing it. Addie was a force to be reckoned with from day one, with both a temper and a smile that would knock you back on your heels. She grew up playing sports, and although she was a little boy crazy, she was too busy with all of her different teams and never had time for dating, which suited me just fine. However, being as beautiful inside and out as she's always been, I knew it was only a matter of time before I would have to find a good spot to start by hiding the bodies of all the boys who would come knocking. And then came the fateful softball tryouts of her final year of rep softball, where she blew out her knee and suddenly had all kinds of time on her hands. Well, it wasn't long after that Addie came to me and told me that she'd been on a dating app of all things and had found a guy she was talking to and thinking of going on a date with. Well, immediately my mind starts racing with panic and fear at what was happening. My 17-year-old daughter's actually talking to me about who she wants to date. I remember thinking I couldn't believe this was happening and thought to myself, how do I not screw this up so she never talks to me about this stuff again? So I swallowed hard, took a deep breath, tried to smile, and said, wow, that's great. Sure. I'd love to take a look at his profile and give you my opinion. So Addie shows me this profile of a nice, respectable-looking young man dressed semi-casually, smiling his dimpled cheeks at the camera as he stooped to pick up a bunny rabbit off of the grass. I thought, come on, is she really falling for this nice guy routine? I mean, I've been a cop for 19 years. I know what a setup looks like. Well, of course, she'd already made up her mind and was doing me the courtesy of involving me in the decision, and she was going on a date with Mr. Dimply-cheeked Bunny Hugger. Well, it didn't take long for that connection to be made, and after a few dates, Addie tells us that Mr. Dimples was insistent on meeting us, me in particular. The nerve! What a fool! Does this guy even know what he's up for? I mean, he can't be that bright. I mean, I've been preparing for this moment my whole life. Was he ever in for it? But still, what if she actually likes this guy? What if this turns out to be something real, right? I mean, at some point I want her to marry and move out. I want her to have kids. So, I don't want to alienate her when she's actually asking us for help in making some of these big decisions. So I bided my time, and I learned what I could while trying not to do anything illegal. Addie shared with us much of what she had learned about his background, his upbringing, and his family. I thought about it a little more, and I realized that the guy that we had been imagining and praying for all these years as a suitable husband for our daughter would actually be intent on meeting his future family, especially his father, because family connections would be important and respect would be important to him. So I said, okay, set it up. And so we come to our first strategic maneuver. Garrison chose for our first meeting to attend church with our family. Wasn't expecting this. This guy's got some strategy. He picks a public place, lots of witnesses, lots of exits, and it's holy ground. I had to respect that. So he came to church, then we went out for lunch afterwards and got to talk to him some more, and immediately the walls started coming down. Garrison impressed us right away with an obviously sincere desire to get to know all of us. This progressed to visits in our home for dinner, games, and movies, and Garrison took every opportunity to learn about who we all were and gave us the chance to find out who he was. I'm sure the free meals didn't hurt either for a university student. Well, over the past year and a half, we've come to know and have come to grown to love and respect Garrison. We've seen the two of them interact and learn about each other, and we've been encouraged by their maturity, their commitment to one another, and their mutual respect. When Garrison finished university and chose to move home to Kingston to apprentice with his dad, we understood that this was a very difficult decision for both of them because they would be so far removed from each other on a daily basis. But we were truly impressed with the level of commitment it showed on your part, Garrison, to do whatever it took to be able to provide for you as a couple. When Garrison came to me to ask for my blessing to propose to Adelaide, I wanted to just blurt out, yes, of course, what are you waiting for? Let's get this going. But I also wanted to impress upon him how seriously Terri and I view this commitment to marriage. And I wanted to show him the respect of letting him know that we had watched him, we had evaluated him, and we had found him to be the kind of man that we were satisfied with giving our daughter to. So I listened to a man speaking about how much he was in love with my daughter, how he was impressed with her physical beauty, but also her commitment to her faith. I could see in him a desire to provide for her, to protect her, to encourage and support her, and to engage with her in this life they would build together. I could see this obviously went beyond mere infatuation to a deeper root between them. Well, today Terri and I are truly happy. Our precious daughter has found a righteous and good man, and they begin an incredible journey together. We are excited to watch them grow together, and I would ask that the Lord would bless them with prosperity and peace and love and the joy of children, because we're really looking forward to grandbabies. Adelaide and Garrison, today you are no longer two people, you are one family. In response to that, Mom and I promise to treat you as one family. We will not take sides, we will not interfere in your relationship, and we will trust you to find your way. We want to be part of your lives, but we are no longer your priority. We want you to value your marriage enough to make each other the first priority, second only to your individual relationships with God. To strive firstly to lean on each other, to trust each other, to be vulnerable with each other, to support each other, comfort each other, put up with each other when you're annoyed or hurt, because trust me, that's going to happen. More so, somebody does a little more forgiving than I do. But to forgive each other, talk to each other even when the words are get difficult to come by. Hold each other accountable and make every effort to protect this lifetime commitment that you've made to one another. Then, when you need help, come and ask it, and we'll give it to you both as one family. So my privilege is to honor Garrison into our family, and I'm going to steal some words from my father-in-law, who blessed me with some gracious words when I was in your shoes, and say that it feels odd to welcome you into our family now, because you've been a part of our family for a long time now. So welcome.
Now we have a toast.
Yes.
To Adelaide and Garrison.
Adelaide and Garrison.
We raised good kids. We did.
We did.
Corina and Gary, we raised good kids. Oh, you did.
Good kids as the week went on, and what you have, and we haven't really shared a lot of it. So, but This is a memorable day for us, and we are so delighted to have you all with us. So welcome, and we hope that you guys feel welcome and are blessed, and you know, see this as our home for you. We love you. And, mean that. So I did write something at 3 in the morning again. I solve a lot of problems, whether it's the business or as a city councillor, I got to solve all these things. And by 3 in the morning, I think God gives me all these clear ideas. So I just started writing at about 3 o'clock this morning, I think it was. So, I mean, it's been a challenge. I mean, all the changes and everything they've gone through, and trying to put some thoughts on paper, and yet this is what I just came up with. So it's real quick. Well, here we are today. Today is the day, as they say, today is the first day, Garrison and Adelaide, of the rest of your lives. I want to share a few words, but on the other hand, I am sure there isn't much left to be said. You are both well grounded in your faith and life, and I know that we, as your parents, say you are ready for the next stage of your lives. You both have been given a special gift to have parents that have modeled a godly yet imperfect marriage. Yes, you can improve on it. And Garrison, if there is anything I know, you will endeavor to improve on everything I have done. You have often spoken of that. Well, good for you. Adelaide, welcome to our family. You are and will be treasured in Adelaide. And I assure you, as your parents. I think you know that now. And Terri, and that she will be. So she's in good hands, I promise. And I want to say, I'm a bit of a crybaby here, I believe you will fit right in, Adelaide. We are not a perfect family, and as you know and have seen, but we deeply love, and we love deeply, and we are always there for each other. As you begin your lives together, these are difficult and strange times, and it will not always be easy. Remember and recognize that you both are not done growing yet, and will continue to grow and bloom. Will bloom at all the different stages of your lives. And we as your parents can sit back and watch sometimes and share in all that God has for you as you journey through life. Garrison, my final words of advice are, I wrote the word silence. See you Thursday night for home. I love you both.
Yep. Okay. So for me, didn't write it. I mean, I did write it short, but I've been mulling things over for a long time. So most of what I would have said was on the slideshow. So there it is. But Garrison has been preparing me or us for this day from the very beginning. Already at birth, I was supposed to be going in to be induced, and nope, on my way to the hospital, labor started, and it was like Garrison sets his own time. He's going, he's doing his own thing, no one's telling him what to do. So that's been the stage. At 3 months, he's, with a great big smile, he grabbed the spoon that I was feeding him with and just started doing it himself, and he just smiles at me, and that is his thing. He does it on his own time, and he does his own thing. We have this iconic picture when he's 4, when he first started hockey, and Gary wanted to see him to go on his first hockey and fly out the gate. But by the time he took the picture, Garrison was already gone. And so and that's Garrison. Like he's all in. He flies, he goes in. He's like, no looking back, he's in, he's going in. And so I've seen that when he entered school, when he went to summer camps, when he went to university. He's all in and he goes. And so I think that that's going to be a great thing because he's all in. And so you have a great gift here because Garrison's going to be all in. And no looking back, he's there for you. And so it's a great thing. So be ready to do the adventure that is living with Garrison. But I also want to say, make sure that that he doesn't always set the pace. And and I know you well enough now that that you are quite capable of digging in your heels and holding your ground. And so there will definitely be times that you will need to do that. And I'm glad of that. He needs that. But you guys are going to have fun figuring that out and figuring out that dance for yourself. I think that's going to be great. I had a picture of a kite of the two of you. That one was the one bow and the other one was this. Together you make the kite. As you launch into this adventure, you've already started, really. It's just today is just the next leg of this. You guys are going on a new journey. It's going to be a fun flying into what God has for you. You're going to soar. This is going to be good. But remember two things. A kite is still attached to a string and to an anchor on the ground, and that's your roots and your family and your friends. Don't let go of that which grounded you. And remember, the sky around you, that's God. He's lifting you, He's carrying you, He's all around you. He will always be there. Easy to take for granted, but your adventure is not possible without Him. So I'm excited to see what God has planned and where He's going to take you. And so, to the journey. Adelaide.
To the journey.
Amen.
To
To the journey. It's that sentiment.
Somewhat different perspective. When my wife and I, when we started off together, the Lord blessed us with 4 wonderful children, and it was, as time went on, we were blessed with 4 in-laws. And if that wasn't enough, He continued to bless us with 11 grandchildren. 4 of now who are being married, and they have chosen partners who love the Lord. And that fills our hearts with deep gratitude, because we see in that His covenant faithfulness from one generation to the next. And that for us is a huge blessing. And for those of you who know me, you know how I treasure my family, every one of them. You too. And we're very thankful that for those whom they have picked up contact with, and it just warms us to no end to know that God is faithful. And we thank Him for that. May you continue to be a blessing as you have been to us too. Thank you.
Well, I was really more happier for my brother and for you, and that you two were a happy couple. But what me and my brother like to do is we like camping all the time with our great big trailer, and I love sharing a room with my brother in the trailer, and he loves to watch TV, not see me stay up. But like a sister, I am really thinking that Garrison didn't see me come home after. When Mom told me to come home, I didn't say anything that Garrison was home. Like, why is my brother?
Thanks, Pete.
Like,
Good one, Beach.
if I was happy for my brother, then I will be
Very
like,
happy for your brother.
Thank you.
Thank you, Garrison.
It was very nice of you. Very good speech.
All right.
Very brave.
Thank you.
job.
Yeah, good job.
Good job, BJ. We love you.
Well done. thank you everybody for being here. It's an intimate group, and that wasn't the original plan, but it's something different and also beautiful, and we're very glad for this day and every single person that's here. We want everybody to feel seen and heard, and that they are loved, and that we can feel their love. We wrote down some thoughts. I'm going to try and ad-lib a little bit because I don't think it's as long as some of the other ones. But Adelaide and I thought of a good thought for how excited we were for this day, and I wanted to share that. Our life before marriage was like streaming our absolute favorite movie, but at the lowest quality. And now that we're married, it's like we have a 4K HD TV, and we get to live the relationship that we wanted for a very long time.
So true.
And that's just shows our excitement for moving forward, and our love for each other, and that we want to take all these steps to be closer together. Sometimes I feel like Wesley in Princess Bride, and it's ironic because I didn't know Adelaide was going to pick the song from Princess Bride for to walk down the aisle, but I kind of felt like I was out of control. I don't know what it is, but my mom mentioned where I go all in on something and I don't look back and I just look forward. But with this, it was like I was tumbling down a hill, just head over heels in love with Adelaide, and I had no control. I was just falling in love. I didn't really know what falling in love was going to look like, and I learned with you that it's many, many moments. It reminds me of God's creation, that there's things that you don't always appreciate, and then you get reminded of it over and over again. And I think her eyes and everything about her, it's like a starry sky. I forget about it, and then I am reminded of the absolute beauty that you are, and I continue to fall in love with you over and over again. If this had been a normal year with a normal wedding, then it would have been even more logistics and planning, which we would have needed help with. But due to the state of the world right now, a large part of our work was to fight against anger and disappointment and exasperation. And so to that we turned to our parents, Gary and Corina and Jeff and Terri, as well as our wedding party. You guys coached us in many different ways at many different times. We came to you with many different troubles, and we were guided carefully and correctly, and we know we will always be guided in that way, and that is something that we point to the success in our relationship and how close we've grown is because we've had these mentors and guides in our life. I think I have a lot more to say that I'm thinking of, but Adelaide also has some stuff to say.
Yeah. On this special day, Garrison and I begin our new life together. We would like to thank you all for the support and prayers that you have given us as we look forward to this exciting journey. You always have a special place in our hearts. We want to thank you for the encouragement and love that you continue to give. Thank you for raising us and filling our lives with love and laughter. Without you, we would not be where we are today. May our love grow and prosper as we build on the foundation you have laid.
I do have some addressing to do specifically to my best men, and although we're not actually siblings, the guys that stood up today with me are very much like my brothers. There you go. Eric, you've been a great friend to me for several years now, and I'll never be able to thank you enough for your help and care during the stresses and complications. I've always felt like I can share any of my thoughts and feelings with you, and we revisit that over and over again. In the highs and in the lows, I can come to you and we can hash things out, and I always know it's safely, you are my confidant. You took the words, definitely that is accurate, and I value that very, very highly. Maybe more than a side quest, but Nathan, it seems like day to day and week by week I'm getting to know you more and more, and I continue to feel closer to you as a brother, and I know there are many more years ahead of fun times and video game playing and technology talk, and I look forward to all that growing that we're going to be doing. I also want to mention Dan, my cousin, my original almost brother, because these guys are very special to me, but the first brother that I felt like I had was Dan. I did say that I was glad that he could be here today, but at a life moment like this, it's like I like to reflect on all the parts that made me who I am, and hanging out with him when we were kids, some of the most cherished memories that I have. So I miss him right now, but I'm so glad that everybody else is here as well, and I'm just very, very, very happy today. But it's also an emotional day in a lot of ways. So.
Right. Now I'm getting teary. Okay. To my incredible bridesmaids, these last few months have been completely up in the air, but somehow you ladies managed to keep me grounded. I have a special and unique connection with all of you, and I'm so thankful that you agreed to be with me on this day. Emily, we've known each other for a short while, but you've made a lasting impact on my life. You made me laugh almost every day while we were roommates, and you made that first year of college so special. Thank you for comforting me through meltdowns and always being an ear for me to vent to. I feel so lucky to have you as my best friend and maid of honor. On the other hand, Kate, you are one of my oldest friends. We got to grow up together through our awkward preteen years, all the way to our slightly less awkward high school years. We have always been such great friends. You have always been such a great friend to me, and I'm so grateful that we've been able to stay connected. Thank you for always being easygoing and flexible with my crazy life plans. Last but certainly not least, Courtney, I have gotten the pleasure of getting to know you over the past year as I've gotten to know Garrison. You have helped to put some perspective into these last few months with your experience and just everything that you've done for us. I look forward to many more game nights with you and Eric. I don't know how I would have gotten through all of this without such strong women behind me. Thank you all for powering through this experience with us. And I just want to add, I'm so grateful that I get to gain 3 sisters. I only had a brother, but he was pretty great. But I'm so grateful to Amanda and Courtney and Bethany for being my new sisters. Thank you.
And I guess one final thing, we kind of joked about how bad things come in threes, or there's been some unfortunate events. I don't think it's been 3. I don't even count the ups and downs on a roller coaster. I don't look and count the numbers of highs and lows. I just enjoy it for the ride it is, or endure it for the ride it is, and I think that's very much our philosophy. I know we're meant to be together and meant to go forward together because things like this, all the changes and confusion, that we just ride through it. We talk to each other and we take it for what it is. But I'm very excited to take the rest of the journey with you by my side. And I think that's it. And just thank you everybody very, very much.